kinds of people we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot, you would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Exit stage left, exit stage right. There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit side have been burned out.
Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of
the Professors of Wrestling. So we're doing lunch today?
We are doing lunch today. May break out a few kayfabe cocktails.
Kayfabe cocktails. So we're going to be able to talk about NWA today.
Yes, I am all caught up with my kayfabe cocktails.
All right. I want to know that before we officially start. I got this stupid game going in the background. That's my stupid kill time thing. All right.
What's up, Dave?
Not much. How are you doing, Dorrian?
I cannot complain.
That is good. Look at this new Tervis cup because my old one broke, so I had to go order a new one on the old internet.
Look at you.
I know. Look out, world. Look out, world. All right. Chair's not squeaking now.
Chair's not squeaking. We're all in.
We're all in.
I'm Dorrian.
I'm Dave.
And you're listening to the Professors of Wrestling, where we want to be Taco Bell famous.
Yes.
So please subscribe to our YouTube page as we are in the works of producing new content.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. As you saw throughout this week, we were giving out a lot of polls, and we love the feedback that we got from it.
What polls did we give out?
It was the Tag Team Championship. It was Who Can Stop Mike Payne.
That poll. Okay. I think of a polls as like voting always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do some of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow us on Instagram at The Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. Join in the discussion because we want to be a community.
We do.
We truly do.
I enjoyed the heck out of the conversations that were flowing over there.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I wanted to skip class just to participate more in it.
I know. This week we are sponsored again by Ben Owens Music. It is the Pink House on 1803 Plum Street. It is I like to refer to it as Valdos's music store, even though it's in Remerton. But it, just to describe, you have to go there to really. We have the picture of the Pink House up on the YouTube, but you got to go there. It's like it has like a barbershop feel to it. Like there's definitely characters that go into that place. Wide variety, tons of merchandise. It's always kind of like turning around. Like if you go in, it's like going into your favorite charity shop or a pawn shop. You just don't know what's gonna be in there because stuff's always changing. Merchandise, guitars, ukuleles, all types of stringed instruments, trombones, violins, clarinets. Who knows what you're looking for? But it's much more than that. It's also a place if you're looking to get music lessons, whether it's drums, piano, or guitar, or maybe you need something repaired. So check out Ben Owens Music. It's 1803 Plum Street, Remerton, Missouri. Not Missouri. Geez, I've been looking at Missouri stuff. Remerton, Georgia. It's the block off where all the bars. It's the block behind all the bars in Remerton. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Maybe you need to get something for that special someone during the holidays. Come in, check it out. Ben Owens Music.
Good deal. We only had one botch take, breaking our streak of 2 weeks. And this was a me thing. It was the spelling in the show notes.
Was it me or was it you? Because I cut and paste that stuff in there.
I was going to take the rap for you.
Let's take equal rap on that one.
So it was there in the show notes. It was a misspelling. Shout out to Beatrice for finding it.
Whoop, whoop.
News, as it is growing. Some things that are in the works. You can take this one, Dave.
Okay, we're going to talk a lot more about what we've been kind of talking about. And we actually are going to do a board meeting after we record today. We're going to have a power lunch.
Nice.
Power lunch meeting today on this. But this one, we need to thank somebody for sending this in and dropping a Mets and mentioning us in this. And Generation Championship Wrestling Mania Week. That's almost like DCCW, Destiny Championship What's that time?
Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling.
Okay, yeah. Which is happening in Tampa in 2020, the March 31st and April 1st at the Italian Club in Yarborough City. See, I wanted to see how you're going to pronounce Yarborough, to be honest with you. Yarborough City in Tampa, Florida, and this is going to be a multi-ring, multi-promotional, multimedia event. There's going to be food, drinks, wrestling, live music, burlesque shows, podcasts, meet and greets, vendors, speakers. There's apparently going to be Vikings, a Great War, and much more. That is from the Facebook page, but it is confirmed. We're on the list. I don't know if we'll be podcasting. We got to find out more details about that, but we need to thank the mention and tagging us on that. And as soon as we find out more, we'll let you all know, because it's I think it's gonna be a bunch of I know it's like a bunch of promotions down in the Tampa, Orlando area, and we've talked about scoping that out.
I've never been to Tampa, so I'm kind of excited.
And I think this is just a sneak peek of some of the things we're wanting to do in 2020 with the show.
Yeah.
So, that's all the news we have right now. It's kind of a slow news cycle right now just because it's the holidays. But in lieu of that, we got a ton of audience feedback and questions.
Yes.
And comments too as well. You want to take the first one?
This one comes from Clint. He says the best match was the steel cage match at the anti-bullying show in Thomasville in October, and that was Solid Rock Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
We definitely saw a lot of... You had to keep your eyes moving in that ring. Brooks Robinson, he couldn't handle it.
I want to know how many scratch-off tickets he won. Like, he had a big demand list for that one.
I'd say he probably only won $5. No.
$5, a couple free tickets.
Yeah. Would you ever want to see that again, that cross-promotion of wrestlers? Because you saw wrestlers from all different promotions in this one.
I think we see that every promotion we go to, but I enjoyed that. I think there was a lot of fan favorites. We had a WWE veteran there, and Duke the Dumpster draws. And then there was the football player person that I didn't know who it was, but everybody knew who he was.
Not a fan of Georgia. Go Tech.
So, I mean, we're not. I guess that's where we're going to draw. Go sports. You hope your favorite sports team wins this weekend and next weekend.
Yes.
But I had to ask who that was, to be honest. So, yeah, it was just a really good, everybody kind of got something from it, match. I think what was the best match of the night? We thought that one was that.
I would have to say, because that was where Hunter Young came back.
I think it was the Hunter Young match, right?
Yes.
We thought that one's the best. I think the great thing is it seems that show provided a little bit of everything for everybody.
Right.
So, thanks for that. I mean, Clint, we had a couple other comments from Clint, and he asked this late before the last show, so I wanted to carry this over. And he says, why has Tony Storm not been signed to WWE, AEW, NWA? Oh, we need to talk about that NWA promo thing. That reminds me. Or New Japan, or Lucha Underground. Well, I think the first one, Lucha Underground, is no more. I don't think that's going to be coming back. But when you look at the Tony Storm character, I think each promotion, and this is just going off of like my background in previous life in entertainment industry, is you have in your mind who you want and what kind of spots you want to fill. And Tony Storm plays kind of like the white meat baby face.
How do we find someone that breaks apart?
So if you already have that notch filled, how many do you have to have kind of like a similar character? Because you want a lot of different. You want diversity, not just in like gender or race or anything like that, but characters that are going to draw different people. So if you have a lot of people playing that the role that Tony does, I think he probably, that could be one of it. And I'm just kind of playing guess right there. And that's not saying he doesn't do a great job, because every place he goes,
he's a great wrestler.
He's got great character. The crowd definitely he's drawn to attention. Usually we see comments on the Facebook page is like, we love Tony Storm. So, and he's been talking, we talked about it before recording, is like he wants to start his legacy. He's working on that, kind of like what he needs to do to take it to one of those promotions and what's going to attract him into those promotions.
So 2020, let's see how the new Storm
is,
and maybe we will see, because he already had the audition once.
Yes.
because we talked about that early on in shows. So we'll see how this year brings those auditions.
And I would also say is that going to be best for Tony Storm?
Right.
So at the end of the day, he's got to make that decision as well.
We can't push him where he doesn't want to.
Do you want to address Clint's last question? Not Will, G's and Pete's.
Will the professors of wrestling have their own T-shirts for the fans? Well, Clint, I don't know. We have buttons and we have them. Well, are the fans interested in T-shirts?
Yes.
And if they are, let's look into that.
I think definitely. We've been asked about that before.
Right.
So I want to say, hey, Clint, find us at the next event we're at. I will have buttons on me because you're such just a great supporter of the show and a great fan of the show. We'll give you some buttons out there. But we've talked about T-shirts.
We have.
And we just have to think about like design. We have to talk to our graphic artists within the our team to make that happen. So I think it's definitely probably going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen.
Right.
I don't know. Would you disagree? Am I making bold choices before we have our board meeting?
I agree with you. It's about when.
Okay. So they are going to happen. Just we'll announce that in the future. Beatrice, who pointed out our grammar error there. Thank you. She tagged in, the best match this year was Storm versus Grimes in singles. Which one of the many of those happened, though? You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, how could this match top the next one was always the question.
I think you saw this one. I didn't see this one.
Okay.
Because this was Storm's first night back.
Yeah.
Or I probably saw part 2 of it.
Okay.
But you saw part 1.
I did. It was all of them were pretty epic and great. It was a great storyline.
Right.
Between those two. But she goes on to say, now tag team was Renegade versus Task Force, and you've seen all the Task Force versus Renegades.
Yeah. And those are, I mean, you have to wonder, will the Renegades ever be back in Pavo?
That's a great question.
Are they done? I think that's something that we have to look at if we can ever see that great match again.
Mm-hmm. But you want to finish out what she's up?
She hopes to see next year a 3-way tag match between the Renegades, Regenesis, and Task Force. I mean, I put it out there on Twitter to the Storm. I was just like, will Regenesis go for the
tag team?
The tag team title.
Is it James Mason?
Who?
Price?
Mason Price?
Mason Price. Okay. Mason. I'm getting James Morrison and Mason Price mixed up there. So I caught my own botch. Do you think? I mean, what was his response?
No response from the Storm. Maybe I should go the Task Force route.
Yeah.
And see what their response is. I mean, we haven't seen them, actually defend in a long time for the belts.
Right.
They've just been going through tag matches, and maybe they're waiting for the Renegades.
That's a good point.
I did, I did, though, along with reaching out to the Storm, I reached out to Ox.
Yeah.
To figure out when the Ox may
come back. Yeah, and his response?
Summer. Maybe.
He knows we kid him because we love.
I mean, I didn't go that far. He said he had a fun time at the last time that he was there.
Well, I think he probably took it right when I called him, like, he reminded me of my gym coach in high school.
Oh. Nah, I think he's good.
All right.
This one comes from Sam Skaggs. It was, what was your favorite match out of Spinebuster this year?
I'm trying.
All right. I want to say it was a fatal 4-way.
Okay.
It was Logan Creed, Johnny Maverick, Josie Horse Quinn.
Yeah.
Josie Pale Horse Quinn.
Yeah.
I just don't remember who the fourth person in that match was.
Was Ashton?
Or was it Preston? I don't know. But that match where Logan Creed dived out the ring.
That was pretty epic.
That was my favorite match of the year from Spinebuster.
Man, I'm going through, and I'm trying to think, is the first time Johnny Maverick and Logan Creed met up in the ring.
Okay.
And I would probably go with that one and probably, when the tag team between Preston Paradise when Lexi Gomez was his partner.
Yeah.
And Royale was it Johnny Maverick?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to say it's a tie between those two. I know that's cheating. I'm sorry, Sam, but I think those two are probably some of the ones that I would rank highest with the Spinebusters.
For sure. Honorable mention: J2 Strong versus Mako.
That was I cringed at that one, and I've seen that was pretty epic.
Yeah.
On that one, and this is a good one, and this is something we should throw into a discussion at our board meeting today. Is he also threw out this one? Is what about wrestler spotlights on the show?
What do you mean?
Like we would spotlight a wrestler of some sort, an indie wrestler and up and coming stuff. So let's just say like David Ali,
Yeah.
or fill in the blank, or Mike Payne spotlight, or a Brother Azrael spotlight, or maybe like if the good guy would possibly quit whining, we can have a conversation, quit focusing about him, and we talk about business.
Yeah.
Do a spotlight on him there. So I don't know, something like for content for the YouTube page.
That'd be cool.
So I think that's a good idea.
I'll book it for 2020.
2020. So okay, you sneak peek into a little bit of what the professors are putting into the works. And then he also said this one, and I was like, dang, that's a really good idea. We talk about another poll is like end of the year awards.
Yeah. Favorite feud.
Favorite match. Favorite heel. Favorite babyface. Favorite tag team. Yeah.
I'd say favorite feud was David Ali versus...
Wait, do we want to... before we go ahead here, I'm sorry to cut you off. Do we want to, we think about this.
Yeah.
And then we could do our own and then put it up or we could get together and brainstorm on it. And then we have the fans, the listeners.
Okay.
Post it out there for the listeners to do.
So we'll run the poll this week.
Start it. So we need to think about, do we want to do it the next show?
I think we'll be gone. We'll be, that's NWA.
NWA?
We'll be in Atlanta.
Okay. So, all right. So we'll announce it whenever our next show is, whenever we record that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we pre-record. We just do a special episode on that.
You got it.
Okay. This is how it works, folks.
You are behind the process.
The process. Whew.
Something to chew on.
Yes.
What makes for a good heel?
Couple of things. I'm going to start. I'm going to use David Ali or Rod Grimes.
Okay.
As kind of like the prototype. A person who doesn't give a hoot what the fans think.
True.
Meaning in whatever, things are yelled at them, whatever, silly string is shot their way, whatever happens, they're not there to get over and sell merchandise at the table. I understand that's part of how they make money, isn't it? But they're into their character, and they're gonna be not be fazed by it. I mean, how many times have we seen David Ali just get heckled, and he just is psh, just brushes it off.
He's a pro at it,
and he's always got different comebacks.
Yeah.
So he's got a wide arsenal of different comebacks, and we see that with both Rod Grimes, he comes in there, owns it, and talks the talk in there, and also they do things what heels do, right? They're not there to, and they're not cool heels, like a Stone Cold Austin.
Yeah.
Or Chris Jericho or anything like. These are people we see people love to hate those guys in the ring and the character that they portray.
It is their life goal when they wake up on that Wednesday or Saturday to say, what can I say to these people? I think you also have to think of what makes for a good heel is they have to be able to back that talk with the wrestling.
Yeah.
In the ring. I mean, you take a look at David Ali. We always talk about how he elevates the competition. We look at Rod Grimes and he elevates the competition. These are matches that you're going to remember.
Right.
These are things that don't skip your mind.
Right.
So I would say these are some of the qualities that help make for a good heel. To me.
I would be in agreement there.
Cool.
In 2020, what would you like to see? And I guess there's what would I like to see. What would we both like to see?
I'd like to see Spinebuster do a steel cage match.
Mm-hmm.
In which it is Hold My Beer Hansen,
Yeah.
Proc the Croc, J Too Strong, and I'll throw Preston Paradise in.
Strong. I'm going to be more broad in this.
Gotcha.
Because I hadn't even thought about that, and I don't think I wrote this up, and I'm just like dropping these on you as you see, you're seeing it for the first time. Though we kind of have talked about this on the car rides. I would like to see continued growth with the promotions and the wrestlers. I want to see wrestlers' characters grow. I want to see their skills grow in the ring. I want to see storylines grow. That type of thing. I think 2019 and a couple of the promotions have some really good storylines going on. How I want to see those continue on in 2020 and elevate. There's a lot of young talent in the area. Elevate that young talent from where they're at in the card up to further up on the bill. Or even stature within the audience is a perception right there. So because you see a lot of, between some of the promotions, crossovers between the storylines, and that's something I really enjoy.
I would
and I would say, okay, I would say like Mike Payne take on whoever in 2020.
Mike Payne versus whoever. Yeah.
Mike Payne versus the world.
That's a whole world tour.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing it. I mean, you see it in the comments. He's just like, book it.
Yeah.
Mike Payne versus J Too Strong. He's not scared of it.
No.
You saw people who have faced him in Brother Azrael and Hold My Beer. Two people who went against the giant that is Mike Payne. I don't know.
He's leaner.
Yeah.
Faster.
He's definitely getting stronger.
So
2020, I'd like to see more promos cut.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of this year, we saw a growth or an expansion of those promos being cut. I'd like to see that keep going because they're pretty cool to see.
Yes. All right, that brings us to our top 5. And this is based off of the last 2 promotions, the last 2 shows we went to, which was the Sunbelt at the Lean Ox Festival.
Yeah.
And SWA.
You got it.
So do you want me to go first?
All right. You go first.
These are in no particular order, and I kind of cheated. Mike Payne, Proc the Croc,
Okay.
Alexander Knight,
Cool.
El Nino,
Okay.
and Chris Spider. So technically, I have Proc the Croc twice on my list, so that is 5. Yes, so I didn't cheat. I just didn't proofread my notes.
Okay. I'm going to definitely go Chris Spider.
Okay.
Congratulations on the win.
Uh-huh.
Mike Payne because I don't want to get beat up.
Okay.
I'm going to go Imbricato.
Okay.
I'm then going to follow it up with Frank Voodie. And then finally, I'm going to end it with the Kings of Mayhem.
Boom. That's your 5.
That's my 5.
Fair enough. On that, so that would be our top 5. I don't know, just like from the last 2. It seems like that's kind of like going to be, other than NWA, kind of our local promotions this show due to holiday travel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your top 5? Be interesting to know. If you want to post that up, maybe that's another thing we could put up there. You want to take this next one?
Dave, I got to know, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for just the show in general, this silly idea. I don't know if silly is a bit too strong a word. Idea that I pitched to you after going to shows for a while. And frustrated with when these things need to be promoted, these wrestlers, these promotions, that it's gotten to this level. And so I'm thankful for the promotions, and I know I mentioned this when we were going back and forth, so being supportive of the fan supportiveness. I'm thankful for your willing to do this and all the work that you put into it. So I'm thankful that it's gotten to like within less than a year to kind of where it's gotten. I never would have imagined that because it's super. It's like super niche, and what we're doing. Thankful also just for good health and good family, and everybody's good.
Good deal.
How about you?
Thankful for the interviews that we've gotten to do and the great people we've gotten to meet through this. I think without this, I don't know, the wrestlers and that conversation would have been something that we missed out on. We got to see a lot behind the scenes this year, and that was fun. Thankful for you letting me go along on this ride. That is Professors of Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Thankful for my family. And I'm thankful for my PS4.
Excellent. That being said, we hope and this is not the wrap up, and I step on it, but I hope everybody out there has a good Thanksgiving week and a good holidays and is safe out there. So
cool deal. And now it is time for my favorite part of the show, where I get to say it all. It is DCCW, Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling.
And what's going on with DCCW?
December 14th, they go back to Baker County with their biggest show of the year. Please make sure that if you are in the area that you attend, you know that DCCW puts on a wonderful show. Mm-hmm. Any chance that you get to be able to see them, knock it out. Unfortunately, I will be traveling home, and just gotta miss it.
That's right, and we also have NWA the next day.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you go to that show, report back to us. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Which brings us to
Spinebuster.
Yes, we should call it Spinebusters.
Oh.
Until it got pointed out to us that it's Spinebuster.
Yeah, we got it fixed.
Yeah, that's Art Anderson's final move. Anyway.
No shows until January. They were on break during holidays. Once they get back in January, we are doing a live pre-show, and we are excited to see what may happen and who may come through for it.
Yes. Do you want to do the other part?
Spinebuster Wrestling Academy is always looking for men and women that want to be the next superstar of the ring, whether it be as a wrestler, referee, manager / valet. Hit them up at 229-300-5729 and let them make your dream come true.
Spinebuster Wrestling Academy.
This is not a paid advertisement.
No, check it out. Hybrid Pro. This is a discussion, also another we have to have over our Power Lounge. They messaged me on the Instagram, so check out our Instagram. January 4th in Daleville, Alabama. I do not know where that's at. I'm going to have to look that up on a map. At the VFW post 66020 or 6020 or 6020, however you wish to say it. Bell times 7 p.m., doors open at 6 p.m., and it is New Year Reckoning. And the only thing I know about this show is they would like us to attend.
Okay.
The second thing I know about that show is I saw on the Darker Age, and we'll post up an image of it here, is on there, and Johnny Romano are the only two people that I recognize on the bill. Not to say that everybody's terrible or whatever. It's just that's new territory for us.
That is. I haven't seen it. I know that I'm like 30 minutes away from the Alabama state line, so who knows? I'll see how far away it is from my home.
Yes, on there. But that's January 4th in Daleville, Alabama.
I really like this breakthrough in Alabama that we're
slowly. Yeah, that's part of like our 2020 stuff we got to think about as well, and maybe going a little bit farther to Florida. Raw, Rockstar, Adrenaline Wrestling, not Rochester.
Way to go.
This is a conversation we had with the person behind the scenes on that. James is currently they having a women's championship design, and we'll post that up. They posted that up on their social media and their Instagram, I believe, recently. But we have what that's going to look like. And I asked this, I said, any news, anything he wants to talk about? He says they are in talks with Shalandra Royale to be a part of Raw in its mixed champion tag team championships. But
tag team?
Yeah, it's going to be mixed, like male, woman, man, woman type thing. I totally butchered that. But it's all pending on her schedule with AEW. And also, he said if any women want to be in the mix, contact them. And as they're also about reaching out for potential talent. So check them out on the Facebook. We should probably put a link in the show notes.
Yes.
On that. And there's on the Instagram. But contact James, and I imagine you'll probably have to provide like video of your wrestling matches and however that's done. But looking forward to seeing this. I think they're talking when this goes down in 2020.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yes.
Which brings us to Sunbelt. We attended the Lean Ox Festival November 16th. We have to say that I haven't been to like a town festival in a while on my end, but the food was pretty great.
Pretty great. We're going to review that later.
Yes. First match was...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Weather, not pretty great when it started out.
No, it was not.
If you're a glass wearer, it was a lot of like cleaning, so we had to move to where the wind was not blowing in our faces.
Yeah. Mother Nature was not on our side.
No.
So shout out to all the wrestlers who powered through this, too.
Yes.
It was Mike Payne versus Brother Azrael.
Yes.
In the first match. As we talked about and how you've seen on the Facebook, Mike Payne is on a tear through all of these promotions, proving why he is the Southern Heritage Champion, heavyweight champion.
Yeah. I think this is when the weather was the worst as far as like the drizzle and the wind combination. So I try to compare that to back home where I'm from. It's like it's like dry cold, Midwestern. You were up in Michigan. You kind of got a little bit of that. This is damp cold,
right? Which
chills you to your bone.
Do you think this match would have gone a different way if it was indoors?
I don't. Mike Payne looks pretty unstoppable at this point. I think this was a good test to see where Brother Azrael was at.
Okay.
And maybe it was a come-to moment on what he needs to work on in 2020.
And I think that's the great part about all these people facing Mike Payne. It's he's at the top of the mountain. What can I do to go back to fix myself or improve my skills?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes in 2020. Next match was the Kings of Mayhem versus Johnny Romano and Edible Eddie Honcho.
This is a rematch because they lost the belt at the fundraiser.
Battle for Brook.
Yeah. Battle for Brook at Cook County High School Junior
Pelham, Georgia.
Pelham, Georgia, right there.
Cool. So the Kings of Mayhem, they promised it wasn't going to be an attempt. They said it on Facebook, Vernon Black. This isn't going to be an attempt to get his belt back. He's just going to get it back.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe we crowned the Romano Edible Eddie too quick? Like they were...
It was much more... They were in the moment.
Right.
And when Johnny Romano came in and for the battle, for the fundraiser in Pelham, he was fresh.
Yeah.
The Kings of Mayhem had been working Eddie over for a while. So, a little bit of an advantage, I would say yes. But the Kings of Mayhem should have adjusted for that. And in fairness, squarely, depending on how you look at it, they had the belt. I was hoping like this seemed like there would be a good matchup for Eddie and Romano to work together and hold on for that belt. I was really thinking that they were going to be able to hold on to it.
Do you think at the end of this match it looked like that on Eddie's side that he was done with Romano?
This is not the first time we've seen this though.
Right. I mean, who is good enough to be Eddie's partner?
I don't know. I mean, is this setting up for a feud between those two?
It'd be very interesting to see.
So,
let us know. Maybe they know more than we know.
They probably do.
Yeah. Frank Voodoo versus JC Fury because Bryce Canyon's dad didn't want him fighting in the weather.
I think he was, he doesn't, apparently, I guess he was in Vegas. And his daddy's, I don't know, either a timeshare or condo or hotel or whatever. But he chose not to be there, even though he said he was going to show up. He was upset. I was expecting to be served with some sort of legal papers because that always seems to be His style, his daddy's lawyer service. Because we were warned to leave the building at one point. And what show was that? Was that in Waycross?
Yeah, it was the Broken Bones Wrestling.
So, was I surprised he didn't show up? Not really. That tends to be how spoiled children act.
It was great to see JC Fury back in the ring. I don't know if it's 2019 end of the year special to see him in South Georgia again, but it was really cool to see how he's back, he's ready, but unfortunately Frank was the feud, that fire in his eyes going back to the Pelham. He came out with a fire throwing the trash can with all the weapons inside of it into the ring. He had Landon Lashley, someone who's definitely familiar with hardcore matches, in his corner. And, Frank took the win, so many have to wonder in 2020, who's the more formidable opponent for Frank, Bryce or JC Fury?
I mean, I'm looking forward to see if Bryce is going to show back up.
Right.
He did. I think the problem is when you go into that street fight, you're thinking about your opponent's weaknesses and how can you focus on those. JC Fury was a last minute substitute. You've got to change your game up pretty quick because I think those two, between JC Fury is a bigger guy.
Yes.
Different skill sets.
For
he doesn't have daddy's money behind him.
No.
So, it'd be interesting to see where this feud goes.
That is true. This one is next one was Jarrett Michaels, Mr. Saturday Night,
of course,
showing up a little bit early to the party versus the Scorcher,
who came out doing his best Jake the Snake Roberts impersonation, carrying a paper bag of Legos because the Scorcher
doesn't wear shoes or socks.
No, barefoot in the cold weather,
damp, wet, and wow.
Yes.
Mr. Saturday Night was definitely ready to have his party a little bit early. We saw how he handled the Scorcher in his own way.
Yes.
I think many have to wonder what's next for Mr. Saturday Night, and who would he be the person that you see face the champ?
You're talking about Mike Payne?
Yeah.
These are all good questions, and this is like we have to get the crystal ball out and see what's going on in 2020. But I was pulling for the Scorcher, to be honest with you.
As always, we're huge fans of the Scorcher. I think
the changeover from where he was at a year ago at this time, to where he's at now, night and day.
If the Scorcher saw the Dragon, I'd feel like the Scorcher would be like, who is that guy?
I think the Scorcher would like to kick the Dragons behind.
True. So to see the Scorcher, see how he has evolved as a character, as a wrestler, is definitely something amazing to see.
Yes, I would back that up. Which takes us to the dog collar match between Pure Goodness, Proc the Croc. They've been cutting promos on this for a little while. This was a grudge match. And the weather started, considering the temperature, started making a change for the better, and they put on crazy good show. Obviously, Pure Goodness has a size advantage on that, and use that to try to wear down Proc the Croc. And when you thought Pure Goodness was going to walk away with the victory,
it was all Proc. Proc rolled.
I think it was more brains over brawn.
Yeah.
Pure strength wise, Pure Goodness is a beast.
True.
So he had to rely on, I don't know how big crocodile brains are. I keep thinking of that a water boy thing that where it's like, why do crocodiles have small, all that point, but outsmarted him and walked away with the victory.
And I think if we go back to my count where we made this a while back, I made this a while back, that this year when Proc came back, it was going to be his year based off those matches.
Yeah.
You're starting to see the growth. You're starting to see that the ring rust is no longer there.
Yeah.
He is someone who's getting back to the shape of where he was.
I would agree.
So 2020 promotions beware of Brock as he's coming back to truly retain that glory that he had before he left.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes. And which brought us to the Storm's return
Storm
to the area.
Yeah.
Versus the baddest man.
Who's the man behind the mask?
We do not know that one.
Yeah.
But they put on a heck of a match.
Yes. At one point I thought the baddest man was going to win, but it goes back to this tour and what we talked about earlier with the Storm. Mm-hmm. The Storm's on a tour for his legacy, and that legacy is going to grow, whether it be through South Georgia, all into Florida.
Yeah.
People are going to know his name once he steps in.
Well, I think this goes back to Clint's saying question is like, why isn't he? You know, maybe this is the question the Storm is wondering himself.
Right.
And what's to change that? But the Storm walks away with the victory in that, and which led us to the annual Lean Ox Battle Royal Cup.
It was between, well, yeah.
There was just everybody who was on the bill, pretty much, minus the Storm and the baddest man.
True. This one was very fun for me because, as we predicted the week before,
Yeah.
I wanted to see Duke wrestle, and I got to see Duke wrestle.
And what happened?
He was eliminated. But
And how many times has Duke been eliminated from Battle Royals that we've been to? That he's been in?
twice.
Okay.
I'm just saying he's gonna win one, maybe. He was the.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
But your winner in the annual Lean Ox Battle Royal Cup is Frank Booty.
And with that win, he gets to challenge anybody for any reason. It's probably going to be for a belt of some sort.
Yeah. Many wonder who will he go against.
That's a great question. So that was a great ending to a show that had the adversity of the show, the weather. The weather was the heel of the show.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And Sunbelt will be coming back in January, and they added they would like to wish everyone a great and safe holidays. So I want to thank Sunbelt for putting on some great shows here towards the end of 2019.
Thank you.
Ended strong.
Yes. It's always great to have Sunbelt. And I think that whole family aspect
Yes.
was cool. Which leads us to the second part of our day.
Doubleheader.
SWA Revolution 19.
Yes.
This one was a 7 p.m. bell time.
Yes.
And we got the match of our dreams, or the match of the internet's
I
dream.
think we were pushing the hardest for this year.
Yes. It was the Nightmare, one half of the Nightmare Syndicate, Alexander Knight,
Yes.
versus El Nino.
Whew.
He drove all the way to Pavo, as he said he would,
Yes.
and to put this to the test.
Fueled by anger.
And internet beef.
Yeah.
Man, I think to start the night with this match worked,
Yes.
because even the crowd was definitely into this one.
Usually, sometimes, that's a terrible way to start that. First matches, it's difficult because you're going in cold.
Right.
Boom, right from the get-go, everybody was into this thing. From bell to when it ended.
Obviously, if you've been following the social media, you've seen that El Nino won in an unfavorable way.
Yes, and then complained.
That we didn't show the full side of it.
Right.
So go back to that beautiful bean footage
Yes.
and see who's the real winner.
Yeah.
And
I think it was a great match. I was surprised it was first on the bill,
yes,
just because of the build up to it. But I was happy.
I was happy to see it, and I hope to see more of it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where that feud goes. That could set the tone for feuds for 2020.
Yes. Next came the other half of the Nightmare Syndicate in his return to Pavo, Georgia.
I think his return to the ring after a little bit of a sabbatical.
Yes. Aiden Knight versus the king of the lightweights, Chris Spider.
Yes.
For months on end, Chris Spider has tried to face anyone and everyone that would allow him in the ring. And month after month, you would see Chris Spider lose. It took him facing someone with a lot more ring rust and to finally capture a win.
But somebody within his weight class.
Yes, finally someone within his weight class. And
Will he continue on his winning streak is the question.
find out in December.
Yes.
Hopefully Aiden Knight finds his way. As many will say, breaking in from the tag team to the solo, it's not always going to be automatic win.
No.
And this is something that we talked about on the show with his brother, when his brother first went into the solo matches. It wasn't an automatic first wins. It took him time.
You don't have that person there to back you up or help you out when you really need it. But I think probably what worked against Aiden the most is just not that time off.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he's gonna bounce back
I think so too.
on there. The Soviet Assassin was next. Oh yeah, like, it visually doesn't work on on an audio thing, but maybe we've got a picture of it somewhere. Versus Hood Star, Dark Rage.
Man, this one was funny from a fan's view
Yeah.
because we could see the woman edging on or trying to hackle Dark Rage throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
And how her family was just like talking to her about it.
Yeah.
But inside the ring, Hood Star tried every tactic he could. No Dandy Jack.
No.
So he had to do this on his own. Many believe, can the Hood Star win without the...
But Mara Russell also got ejected.
That is true. The ref was playing no games.
Yeah.
It was like a back and forth of, will Hood Star be DQ'd or will this match end?
Yeah.
Because he pushed the ref's buttons on this one. But in the end, you got the Soviet Assassin
Yeah.
coming in for the win. And I think towards the end we saw Preston Veston.
Not Preston Paradise. Preston Veston.
Preston Veston come out. I mean, many have to wonder what's it going to take for these three.
Yeah.
And that may be the hardcore match of the year.
Or a tag team.
Yeah. To see who is the best of the best.
Next up was Battling Bill Weaver versus the Scoundrel. One of our favorite heels, Rod Grimes. And was one of the... If Alexander Knight and El Nino match was not on card, this probably would have been at the top for one of the best matches of the evening.
True. Battling Bill Weaver is not scared of the Scoundrel.
No.
As you see in most competitions of people who face the Scoundrel, they try to go for some technical wrestling method.
Right.
Battling Bill Weaver is like, I still got the same strength.
He's in great shape.
Yes. He can, I would say, match that power.
Yeah.
Of Rod Grimes.
But what I think people keep forgetting when they're in the ring with Rod Grimes is by any means necessary, and had something stashed away.
Small little chain.
And used that to his advantage, and the ref did not catch it.
Those refs.
And so I'm wondering, this is building up to round 2. The Scoundrel versus the Battler.
Who will win? Yeah.
On that one. Which brings us to the Storm.
Part 2 in our day of seeing the Storm.
Yes.
Versus one half of the Punkadelics, James Morrison.
A rematch for what it was like when the Storm had I Will Take Anybody On. It ended up being like a 5 or 6 way or something like that.
Yeah, do you count Spider?
5.5, 4.5.
It was like 8 men in the ring.
Yeah.
It was pretty...
And Spider.
Yeah. But the Storm, we thought that this match would be something that everyone would want to see. How would it come in? Unfortunately, it was ruined by DQ.
Yeah.
Many people... You have to wonder, what's it going to take for us to see James Morrison versus the Storm? Uninterrupted. Who's the better wrestler? who deserves the SWA championship.
Yes. The next one was the other half of the Punkadelics, Vinnie Morrison, and Mason's Price. I was talking to Beatrice before, and she asked me, "Did you know who it was going to be?" And I'm like, "I have no clue," because she's obviously got more history, institutional knowledge, and then like Mason Price, my knowledge of him in the ring is very, very limited, to be honest with it. So she kind of got all the clues that were given away, and so it was, I would say, a grudge match, but it almost felt like it was a grudge match between like who's the better,
Right.
in that one, and that between those two going kind of figure out who is the best, and like basically we've talked the talk, it's time to put up or shut up. Again, another match ended in a DQ, which led us to an eight-way tag team with Grimes, Dark Rage, and Task Force, or as some people like to refer to them,
Trash Force,
versus the Storm. It was Regenesis and the Punkadelics teaming together. What would you call that? Punk Genesis or something along that lines. In an eight-way tag team, because all those cats, Rod Grimes was one of the disruptors.
Yes, and then I would say in this match you saw all these different factors of matches that you've seen in the past come together in one larger match. And for example, you have the Rod Grimes versus the Storm, people who haven't seen each other in a while or faced each other.
Right.
Last time they faced each other, neither really came out as the victor. Mason Price coming back to it, wanting to prove he is a great wrestler and that he can do this, but it was interrupted early on in the night.
Right.
So we have to see it through this 8-way tag. Task Force being Task Force and can't go anywhere without Rod Grimes, having to actually step up to the Storm, of all people, and say that, hey, we're here to ruin that opportunity. And then finally you get to the Punkadelics on this side of it. How can this tag team that we haven't seen in a while maybe build some hype around going against Task Force to challenge for the tag team championship? And Dark Rage is just Dark Rage.
Yes.
He's ready to fight.
It's kind of like a floater.
Yeah.
But when it came to the end of the night, it was the Storm, Mason Price, and both of the Morrison brothers winning.
Yes.
Winning the match, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the Countdown to Chaos 19.
Saturday, December 21st. Bell time is 7 p.m. at the Peacock Center.
And I need to add, I will be leaving out of town for the holidays, going back to spend it with my family, and you're going to be
in Atlanta with my family.
So we will not be able to attend that because of the holidays. So anybody goes to that, wants to let us know what they think, we'll obviously reach out for a ring report and everything like that when we come back to record after the holidays. So
let us know.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of they're building up to a good one right there with SWA, and where SWA goes in 2020 is going to be really interesting.
Yes. NWA, I'm all caught up.
Okay, and I just want to say this: I imagine you're aware of the Jim Cornette controversy.
No.
Okay. We're not talking about the Jim Cornette I'll tell you during our power lunch.
Okay.
There was something he said during a match that could be viewed as I would say it was a bad joke, very dated joke. I would say
Then I think I know the one that you're talking about.
The Murdoch versus the Aiden. Yeah, with that one. It's just super hacky. And we're not here to talk about the positives. We're talking about the wrestling when it comes to it, because we're going up there on December 15th.
Yes. I really hope to see Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa is a beast. I don't know if that's like a documentary that they're releasing.
Her MMA career?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're working on. You saw that I don't know, it was like a 5-minute before her first match.
And that seemed really hype. I hope to see Trevor Murdoch, because that was someone I grew up with watching on WWE. So yeah. It's great to see him in the ring.
And he's wanting the contract with NWA.
So that's even better. Yeah, my bad. I don't want to jump into it.
No, I'm one looking forward to seeing. I don't know how many more episodes they have of the season before we go whatever tapings that we're gonna see, but seeing how is Colt Cabana gonna hold that belt?
Yes.
Who is the question mark?
Who question mark? Yeah,
And so he's like the cool heel.
he is.
So with this karate, I thought that was an interesting. In the last episode, spoiler alert. His who he teamed up with.
Aaron Stevens. Don't look at him.
And what's up with Eli Drake? And I think probably one of the more interesting storylines driving in NWA is Tim Storm.
Yeah, I mean, where did he go?
Yeah,
I haven't seen him. Well, he wasn't in 6 or 5.
right.
So what's going to happen? How is he going to bounce back? Those are two huge losses that we saw him early on in that season. I think the weird thing for me is, what is Camille doing?
Yeah,
Like, she is in everyone. She has the ear of a lot of people, and when she speaks,
doesn't seem to say a lot, but when she does.
even though we haven't heard anything.
So I don't know. I mean, what do you have anything? Oh, we need to add. This is the NWA call for talent.
Yes, you posted that up, and how wrestlers could now audition.
I think
or
it's a promo contest, for better lack of a term, and I'm doing this off of memory. I should have pulled this up. I was just thinking as we were going through here, but according to what some of the interviews I've heard with different people behind the scenes, Billy Corrigan and also the other person that's behind the putting it together, they get a lot of people going, I want to be a part of NWA, and anytime you're doing something that's becomes popular, everybody's like, oh, it becomes in their zeitgeist. So, and there's a lot of great talent that might have gotten overlooked or whatever, but it's basically, from what I can tell, is you go up there, you run a promo, and it's going to be like an internet show, and it's probably going to coincide with the next season, post the tapings that we're going to go to.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked about this. There's a lot of great talent.
what is it? Vernon Black said he's going to shoot his shot.
Yeah. So, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime, to go up there, and there's, I guess I could see the pluses and minuses, but if you think you're ready,
Why not?
This is a great opportunity for some of the great talent in our area, and I think we like to see. I think it's exciting to see, talent move up and get traction. So check it out.
That'd be really cool to see someone from South Georgia, North Florida,
Yeah,
get in.
most definitely.
Brings us to reviews. Lean Ox Fast Food. I had the spiral loaded fries.
Yeah,
Outside of the Cheese Whiz, it was really good. They gave you a healthy portion of pork.
yeah.
I just wish it was real cheese.
I thought the pork was really good.
Yeah,
I think if they had heated up the cheese in some form or fashion,
true.
I think it would have been better because of the weather.
And, other than that, they were charging like $6 for an egg roll. Not this place that I went to, but the booth across from them.
Yeah. I'm going to say I got a hot chocolate. I mean, I get it. It's opportune chance, and it was definitely very nice to have something like that and that, but it was like Swiss Miss and boom, but I would give it, it was, it was okay.
It was okay.
It's not the best hot chocolate I had, but, I appreciate it was there. We also did Taco Bell.
We are living the double, what is it? Chalupa? Double chalupa?
Is that what you got?
Yeah, that's what I got.
I got the, whatever, the $5 nacho thing.
Oh, well, I got the double chalupa, and it's pretty good. It's my staple right now until they find something more outrageous to do.
I think the nacho box was not too bad because you could get the chicken or the beef, and also, I mean, I did the nachos also. Like Saturday's just let's just eat terrible.
Right.
So you get the $5 nacho in Pavo,
Which is amazing.
amazing, and I did this. I mean, for Taco Bell nachos, I can't complain. And again, good service.
Great.
They had the root beer was working.
Yes.
So
I feel like they're under new management.
something.
Something has changed.
So hats off.
Hats off.
It was a good day. It was a doubleheader. Great matches.
Great food.
Great food.
This next one is brought to you, Dave.
Okay, so my soul partner said, "Hey, did you know Effie?" If you're familiar with Effie, if not, you need to be familiar with Effie. I saw him when EPW came and was in Valdosta before. Spinebuster kind of became the king of the area, and I'd seen him at SWA and regional things. But he has his own scent, and here's a description of it, and it's Daddy by Effie, perfume oil by Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. So they do a different kind of like boutique-y perfumes that you can't buy just anywhere. It's one of those online places. Here's a description. Daddy isn't defined by a gender. It is a gender, and it's anyone to try on. It takes all kinds. Mass daddies, lady daddies, queer daddies, punk daddies, muscle daddies, soft daddies, big daddies, baby daddies, non-corporeal daddies. The subtle difference in skin chemistry to ensure that no two people will wear daddy quite the same way. This power is yours to wield as you see fit. No leather jacket, no fishnets, no problem. But if you want them, we know the guy. Roll in the hay with the sexy demon daddy, a diabolical incense with a splash of bay rum and a hiss of infernal, and I don't know how you pronounce that word. Congrats, you're a daddy now too. I brought it in.
Yeah.
I had you, I just admit this, I put some on it just came in the mail yesterday. I put some on. I was suggested you got to do it because your skin chemistry will affect it. So I put some on. It's a little potent to start out with, and it's aged well. I like it. It's not one of those sweet smelling ones. So it's definitely, when this comes out, if it's still around, I will order more. What did you think?
It is a smell that is gonna make everyone turn their heads. I think it's good. It's a good smell. It's not a bad smell.
No.
Congrats to Effie.
How would you describe it?
I would say I guess get a whiff, one more whiff of it.
We don't need daddy smelling up my office.
Wow. It's like that old school smell that just brings memories.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like very 90s feel to me.
I would say, I guess this is one of my, with particularly male cologne or eau de toilette, is sometimes it's super powering, it's super musky.
Yeah.
I don't get that sense with this. It's like a light musk with a you walk in, you smell a cigar and you go, that smells really good. Scent to it right there, and then it changes, and it's my soul partner really enjoys it, so that's probably it's so, and it works for both men and women. It's the holidays. You want your man or woman to smell good, I would recommend it.
Daddy by Effie.
Yes, check it out on there. So all our reviews are pretty positive. We don't have any
No negative reviews.
No.
Our future, Professors of Wrestling. This is something we do because it's fun.
Yes, 100%.
We love the support from the listeners, the wrestlers, the promotions. You all have helped us become better. This has been a great rising tide, as you say.
We've become more knowledgeable fans because of it.
Yes. This has grown to a level we never thought it would.
No.
We didn't know people were, or that the market was there for it, but we're glad that it is, and we're glad that people are listening. So for 2020, we're bringing you different content on YouTube.
Which we started last week.
Yes, and that is in the works of being edited. More live pre-shows, merch. What are you looking for? What are you all looking for?
So I think that's another poll question.
Yes.
We're going to send out to you, because we just don't want to buy stuff that we think is cool. We want stuff that you all want. So, sorry.
Yeah. Covering different promotions. We already hit on Delville.
Yeah.
Delville in Alabama.
What was that called?
Hybrid.
We did Genesis. Mania Week.
Yeah.
Specials.
Hybrid Pro.
Yeah.
For New Year Reckoning.
Yeah. We're thinking about Fest Wrestling.
Yes, I gotta make sure I have nothing planned.
So, but they do a couple shows a year, so it's just down in Gainesville. Sometimes St. Augustine, which is a little bit farther. But if we're going down to Tampa,
might as well.
Yes.
some seminars. These are like social media
Stuff for wrestlers, or maybe you thinking about your brand and how can you elevate it, what are the steps you need to do for content creation, engagement with people. So again, that's going to be something we'll probably put out a poll for, of how many people are interested on that. I mean, I think seminars are the best way. You see wrestlers go to seminars.
Yeah.
And because in this day and age, and we kind of talked about this last show, about how this is missed opportunities for wrestlers and promotions. And also, if you're a fan and you want to start something, this, or a business too,
we're pretty good at it.
Yeah, we're all right.
All right, and then improving the show for us and you.
In that means we're looking at new equipment.
True.
And so we're thinking of ways, how is that going to be paid for? Because things we could crowdsource, and this may be through merchandise, Patreon, or something along that lines. Maybe paying for. There was a mention of, and do we want to mention Professor Fest or whatever that was? The Professors of Wrestling Fest thing, like to make stuff like that. If that were ever to happen, Clint, we love the idea. And this is one of our discussion points on today's board meeting, our power lunch, is that costs money.
Yeah.
And right now we run this pretty much on a shoestring and out of our pockets. So, and we're not complaining about that. I mean, so how are things we can take this to help pay for stuff we want to do to grow the Professors of Wrestling and everything we want to do. So that's going to cost us a little money. So we need to figure out how that's going to come out, so we're not upside down in all of this.
So, to say that, we want to be Taco Bell famous.
We do.
Subscribe to the YouTube page, like the Facebook page, follow us on Instagram at The Professors of Wrestling. Share it all, join in the discussion. We want to be a community. You can find me on Twitter at D2Baber.
I'm on Twitter, which I haven't used lately, and on Instagram at justaprofessor.
Thank you for listening. We are the Professors of Wrestling.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Have a great Thanksgiving.